Again, Alan, I appreciate coming on, man. I've known you for 2 years, technically. I was looking back today at my first post
Yeah.
in the Wizards of the Coast group, and that was like little like 2.5 years ago. And you had made a recommendation to me because I had basically come in there, posted a binder picture, trying to flip it. Didn't have a price on it or anything, but it was like really good value. It was $4,000 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Uh, and you had made some good recommendations. I really appreciated the help and guidance. I ended up making a sale, so that was huge.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
That's quite big 2.5 years ago. I mean, the markets were just about to take off, weren't they? So
Yep.
around that time, $4,000 was a decent amount. I mean, these days, $4,000 in this, like, it's nothing. Like there's only a few things that you can buy, you know.
Yeah. So just to give people context, what it was a complete base set, jungle, fossil, both gym sets, and there was intermittent first edition cards. There was the corrected Blades Charizard. Like most of it was near mint. Worst case, some light play, but it was, and that was the complete Black Star promo set with the Pokemon Stadium or the Pokemon Center card and the other one as well. So it was pretty top notch for back then.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chats now and I'm seeing like usually see I've stopped doing this completely. I mean, I used to do it quite a lot to people, but then it drained me so much, man, because I was helping so many people on them not getting. But now I've just come to, if they want to get burned, it's up to them. If they're not going to do their research, like as in like I'll help people if I can see, but I know that there's a lot of people these days that go into the group that they just want their money and they want to go, and yeah, but what I can see what you got, you had a shadowless base set, and like, you know, 3K plus for shadowless. You think about that these days, it's like what, like 9,000 to maybe like 5,000 or something like that, you know, just alone.
Yeah, it was crazy. I sad I sold it, but it kicked everything off. That was the first sale I ever did in Pokemon, and it kind of drove me deeper into the Facebook group which you were running, and then and the rest is priceless. So I appreciate your help there, and it's been awesome.
That's all right.
So just a general intro. I'll intro you to these people that don't know you. This is Alan. He very frequent on Facebook groups. You co-owner, correct, of the Wizards of the Coast Facebook group.
I mean, I think I do most of the directing on it. I mean, Dean still owns it, but he basically lets me do what I want on the page, and he's happy. Whatever I do, he knows that it's good. And that's the same for the worldwide page as well. I actually own half of that with Gareth. And then I've got the other group, which is the collectibles one. I don't own it, but I'm like one of the main admins yet again. And I try and get, as you know, sponsorships and stuff like that. I've realized that you should be taking something at least out the group if you're going to do so much work to put into it. And basically, you know, you need to get rewarded for at least doing something. I know that a lot of other groups do have, you know, their business built into it, whereas I don't really have a business. I'm just do this and that, you know, like I'm just a casual sort of collector.
Yeah, you're not trying to be Pokemon World.
No. Well, I mean, I was admin in there actually. Well, mod for about 4 or 5 months, but then I just left because there was a complication, and I just didn't want to be. I hate confrontational stuff. I hate it, And if anything like that happens, I just leave. I can't be bothered getting involved in the arguments. It's literally a collectibles game, you know, like,
yeah.
Why should I argue with adults and stuff like that? There's no need, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I didn't know you were out of that group. But yeah, that's like
I'm still in there. No, I love all the admins and stuff like that in there. But there was someone that rubbed me the wrong way, and I just thought I was only doing it as a favor. Like, I didn't want to be a permanent mod because it was too much stress on me. Dealing with so many different groups. Even now, I've the workload that I do on groups, and you've probably seen it. I don't do that much, like as much as I used to. I used to be in the groups like 24/7, but now I'm maybe doing like only a few parts. But the things that I do now has swapped over from adminning groups to sponsorships and stuff like that to try and get money for the admins that are actually working, you know. So that's my goal that I try and achieve.
Oh yeah. So if you could just, I guess, general intro yourself, like what you're doing, current work. Is this what you're doing full time?
This is currently what I'm doing full time, and that's why I said to you, like, how the market's down at the moment. It's stressful because if you know that the market's down, even 50%, if you can't sell your items on the market, that's going to stress you out and give you anxiety and all these sorts of things, and just not wanting to wake up and do stuff, you know. And like when you post things to try and sell, and you're selling it maybe 10% undersold or 15% under the last sold, and it's not selling, like, you're thinking, is it me? You know, you have all these thoughts in your heads, like, am I a bad seller? Like, you know, like, and I know that I'm not. Like, it's just, yeah. But like I said the other day, I got a new computer. I bought a new computer just from a sale that I got within like 10 minutes of posting. So I was like, phew, oh, finally, I got a sale within all this this dip in the market, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I know you got, it's quite probably the biggest one I've seen, the no rarity Japanese cards. I'm not ventured out too far, but I know you got quite a bit. So are you still collecting a bunch of those, or is it thing of the past?
So I've cooled down on them a lot, just mainly because I don't want to be spending money at the moment. I want to be, you know, consolidating. Yeah, I want to basically be holding my money and have some money for myself, because any money that I always get, I spend back into investments straight away. And recently I've stopped doing that because obviously the market's still crashing. People can say that it's not, but I think it personally is. I mean, there's a few like you know, big items that are going up in price now, but it's only the big items. The smaller items like PSA 10, you know, maybe Neo Genesis something, it's dropping, like, you know, Typhlosion or stuff like that. I saw a Blaine's Charizard yesterday. It was like $4,000 for a 10 first edition Jim, I think it was.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure they were like 8,000 at least, and now they're selling at 4,000. You know, like, first edition cards are holding up semi well, I think. I don't think there's really too much that, I think they're stabilizing now for the first editions. And as you said about no rarities for the higher end, it's kind of dropped a little bit, but I think because there's not much sales behind it, it's trying to find its place. Which is normal for a market, you know. All the hype's gonna drive it up if it's like a pop one. Then if that person wants to sell because they want to put money into crypto, then yeah, everything. I personally think the crypto market is massively interlinked with collectibles at the moment, you know.
Yeah, I agree. When I see that stuff crashing, like Charizard King, he's the one I follow on Instagram, and I see his posts. he's where I get my news feed for the crypto. Like, he's the one I see. He's like, okay, Ethereum's down. I'm like, oh crap, that sucks. That means people are going to buy less. So, it's all connected. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Very
strange. There's a lot, like, before, obviously I don't think anyone really thought much into it over that, but because the crypto markets have pumped so much and people have took their money out, I think that's when, around the same time as Logan Paul time, so I think that's why the markets pumped so much, because people were taking money out to buy into other investments. And yeah, they all interlinked at the perfect spot, and then that's where it exploded so much. So
when did it all start for you? Like, obviously I've only known you for 2.5 years ish. Where did it all begin?
So there's a dark story behind, like, how it started in general. There was a situation where I was an apprentice. I was probably earning about £4 an hour or something like that. I was trying for my driving test, and I had a girlfriend which was massively, like, emotionally manipulating me, and all these things just combined screwed me up. I failed my test. I lost my job, and then I broke up with my ex, which manipulated me with my my best friend, and basically got rid of him. All these things intertwined, and I basically just tried to kill myself. And then, as I was trying to recover, I was going to all these, like, mental things and stuff like that. But before I left work, I was looking at Charizard prices, and they were like £30 a card, which is like, say, like $37 at the moment. And I was thinking, how is this cardboard worth £30? Why are people paying £30 for this cardboard?
Yeah.
And I thought, this is crazy. And then obviously the nostalgia kicked in, and I just bought loads and loads of collections randomly off of eBay and these sorts of places. And to deal with, like, my mental, to stop thinking about suicide, I started organizing sets and in order. And that literally took my mind off of it. And then I think I just went crazy into it, because it just took my mind off. Like, yeah, that's why I started diving into it so deep, because I think it was a distraction for me.
Yeah. Well, that's that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Glad you found that for sure. When did it all start for you? Did you start like 1999, 2000 originally? When you were a kid?
So when I was a kid, I think the only, like, memories that I have was when my uncle, which lives in Australia, like, he used to come over every once in a while, like maybe a year.
Yeah.
He'd say, if you, like, hold my newspaper for me while we're going up to the shop, I'll buy you a pack of a booster pack. And at the time, I think they were jungle packs.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just remember, I don't remember opening them, but I remember him saying that. And there was also another time where I come back from shopping at the local, like, corner shop, and asking my mum, can I get them? And at that time, I think like £2.50 or something just to spend on, cards. I think that was quite a lot of money back then. And my mum was like, oh, go on then, And then when I come back, I think I got what is it called? The imposter.
Imposter Professor Oak, yeah.
Yeah, there you go, that one. I got him, and I was like super disappointed. I wanted a holo. And yeah, I can't remember what the rare was, but I know that I didn't get a rare. I mean, I know that I didn't get a holo, but I was really upset. I was like, damn, But there was also another stage when I was like in primary school, which was maybe around 7 or 8. My brother traded about 300 cards for a Gyarados. And I've actually got, where is it?
Yeah, the Gyarados.
I recently bought him a Gyarados PSA 9 just as like a memory sort of thing for him to keep.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's I think that's where it started off. I think they started getting banned in school, but I remember people playing them like so much, and like kids getting robbed for like their Hitmochans and stuff like that, you know.
Yep. Crazy.
But yeah.
So you never played the video games? It was more just the cards?
Oh, of course. Oh no, of course. I was a nerd. Okay. I mean, I still am a nerd, and that's why I recently just bought a computer. I want to play Lost Ark, but yeah, I used to play Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
I don't think I had Pokemon Blue or Red, but I used to play Yellow, and then after that, I changed to Silver, and then Ruby, and then I think I played Sapphire, and yeah, and then just nerded it out, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was the same way. I think I started with Blue, and I don't know if I ever played Yellow. It was just Blue, and then I went into Silver essentially, but played the crap out of them. Remember doing the clone trick several times. I had like 6 Mewtwo's. It was pretty unfair. Clapping the kids' cheeks around the block from me. So.
Yeah, I think I spent quite a lot of time on it, like day and night. I remember using like the the night light.
Yeah,
I used to use that. That used to like require batteries and stuff like that, and I always used to be like, Dad, can I have some batteries, please? Like, you know.
Yep.
But
good times.
Yeah, there was a lot. I think it was mainly Silver and Ruby that I really started getting into like playing, but I never really collected cards like in folders. It would always be like I'd get a theme deck and then just I can't remember anything else. I think I probably just put it away or something. You know, I never really played with them, but I don't know where they are to this day. But yeah.
So the obviously the Facebook group we're all a part of, it started from somewhere. Were you kind of one of the founding fathers of the worldwide groups, starting from zero, or where'd you come into play?
So okay, this is another part of the introduction for me. I am ex anti-scam as well. So Onar basically said to Gareth, do you want to take over a group that's got 3,000 people in it? And he said, sure, you know, and then Gareth brought me in, and then we basically just took it over and then started growing it. That's basically, but with the Wizard of the Coast one, I was actually thinking of making one myself because I was fed up of all these modern posts. I hate modern cards, dude, because they look so like just I don't like them. I don't like the feel as well. But yeah, Dean brought me on when the group had like 300 members, and now it's got like 13,000 people. Yeah. I think we try and keep it slim. I don't think we really care about growing it too much because it's a nice little niche group, you know. I mean, I tried to make that group so people wouldn't get screwed over and people wouldn't private message to say, you know, I'll buy that off you for £1,000 or $1,000 or whatever, and it's worth like, you know, 10,000. I had someone like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. I'm not sure if I've told you this. I might have, but we'll say it for the video anyway. I helped someone out very recently, which was, like I say, a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. He bought a Topps collection. I'm not going to say his name because he doesn't want his name said, but he bought a Topps collection for around $2,000, something like that, from a shop owner. The shop owner probably knew what he had, but at the same time didn't know what he had, like for recent prices.
Yeah.
And the guy said to me, I'm going to flip this for like $3,000 or something. Someone's just offered me $3,000. And I said to him, wait, stop. Like, show me all the pictures of the cards that you've got, because these are super, super rare. And as you know, there's I think there's more than 4 varieties in tops. But he had Techno, Spectra, Chrome,
Sparkles.
and also the Sparkle. But he literally had around 250 or something like that each of the Technos and Sparkles.
Yeah.
And I said to him, dude, get them graded if they're mint. And he showed me, and he was like, yeah, they're all mint, dude. And like at the time he didn't know, and I was like, I was excited for him, you know. I was like, damn, dude, like, because he said he said he was struggling. I think he said he was struggling a little bit, like with money and stuff like that. And I said, dude, this is gonna set you off, like, basically for your life. And I just remember thinking, like, damn, dude, like, how have people got these sorts of collections that are just sitting there? And I've never found that sort of collection in my life. And basically I told him to get them graded. I said, don't sell to anyone. Them cards are literally worth around £400 or, you know, $400 each.
Yeah.
And he had 250 of them, like, of each of the, you know, that's probably about $200,000 to $300,000 what he had. Anyway, long story short, he got them graded, and now he's probably he got essentially lubed up by someone. I said to him, like, you can probably get a lot more than this, but a guy was basically like this. The guy that was buying his whole collection was a shop owner of a pharmacy, a what are them things called in America? A pawn shop. All these, you know, all these different shops that you can think of that make a lot of money. And he just said, you know, I'll help you buy a house. I'll help you with stocks. I'll help you with this betting. Like, I know who's going to win on this. And like, he sent them like a base set booster box, a jungle box, without even confirming the deal. They didn't even confirm it. So like, he was just hoping that they'd say yes to him. Just because them cards, just to find them cards the way that they were is literally impossible these days. Like, I'm not sure if you've seen, but some of them are like pop 1, pop 2s.
Yep.
And they're
Most
just
of
super
them are
hard to find.
Top 10 for sure.
Exactly. And this is another thing that I'm going to get to. So he gave me 6 cards from that stuff, basically to say thank you. He gave me a Bulbasaur, Sparkles and Techno, Ivysaur, Venusaur, all of them Sparkles and Techno, and I graded them. And Venusaur got a 10, and it made it as a pop 3. I ended up selling all them 6 together for $17,500. And believe it or not, helping countless amounts of people. I've never been like tipped. Like, I mean, I've probably been tipped £5. I think maybe like another 20 quid or 10 quid, and then that. And I was just like, damn, this is karma. I've helped so many people, dude, and it's finally hit back on me. Like, you know, I've got something. Not that I used to aim to make anything out of people, but it's nice to give back sometimes as well.
Yeah,
you know, I used to spend countless time helping people, like on anti-scam and stuff like that, trying to fix people's problems that they've had together without bringing, you know, the PTCI Welding, Pokemon Trade Complaints International.
Yeah.
Just so they don't lose their reputation, because everyone knows once you got a bad rep, like one negative, everyone thinks about that negative and they don't really want to deal with you anymore. But
yeah, that's nuts, man. That's a
yeah,
lot of money.
yeah,
That's cool, man. I don't think I've only been tipped probably $5 a couple times, maybe. It's just
yeah.
saving them thousands, but it is whatever. You don't usually ask for it ever, so it's nice when you get it. That's a really nice one, though.
Well, that's
for
the thing.
sure.
I never ask for things ever either.
Yep.
I always do stuff for free, but with this new metaverse coming towards what we're going to talk about next, it will become like a thing where it's permanent money that people will get, the middlemen will get anyway.
Yeah. So right before we jump into that, because I want to learn myself, because I've heard all these different things. I hear McDonald's is opening up a shop in metaverse. I hear everything's happening. Like,
yeah,
people are buying houses, spending $500,000. There's real estate agents selling houses already. I really curious to see how that's going. But do you see ACE grading? Is because it's local-ish to you, right? Is it the same?
yeah, ACE grading, yeah.
Is that popular in your area, or do you see more people still going towards PSA?
See, I think the newbies would go towards ACE grading, and the people that are trying to flip, because there's a lot of people in the UK that will try and flip stuff.
Yeah.
I think the lower tier stuff they'll probably be sending there, like a GX or something like that, or like an EX, because you can't really do that anymore with PSA, because the prices are way too high and you're not going to get your money back. Like, it's near enough a guarantee. It's a massive risk that you're gonna, and that's why, like, when I'm looking over my cards now, I think the only ones that you should realistically be sending is stuff like gold stars, shinings, like base set first edition, just high value products.
Yep.
I don't think if you want to make money in this sort of game anyway, if you want to collect, then I would suggest just buying them, because grading, you're gonna maybe get an upcharge, you're gonna get some unexpected fees, and it's gonna cause havoc for yourself. I mean, if you've got a really mint card and you really do think, even then they might drop it to a 6 because you've not seen an indent, or they might even make the indent and claim it's you. Like, there's so much, there's so many things that can happen. Whereas if you were to buy the straight case, you have got this, and you can look it over and say, is there an indent on it? You can ask the people that you're buying it off or whatever. I mean, they may not fully know. They might just say it's a PSA 9, take it or leave it, but it is what it is. I think, buying them off the market is probably the best thing these days to do, because everyone is buying collections. If you don't know how to buy collections properly, you're going to get screwed over, because the person that probably is selling that collection is a reseller, so
they maximize their profits, grade the ones that need to be graded, sell the cards that are 7s and 8s sometimes. And so it's you got to know what you're looking for. That's for dang sure.
100%. And you got to know who not to buy off. Never buy off another reseller. that's my, I don't think I've ever bought off a reseller before, unless it's a really, really, really good deal. But
I just went on to DFW Pokemon's website probably for one of the first times, because I saw a post, and they always have like top tier pricing. Like, it's like pretty, it's like full retail plus. and they had a PSA 10 Shadowless Weedle on there, mispriced for like $30. All the other PSA 10 Shadowlesses were 60 plus. They'd like typoed that one card and I bought it. So that was pretty cool.
I mean, maybe they did it on purpose.
No, when I got it, it had a $50 sticker on it. So they definitely made a mistake. So it happens to the best of us.
Well, I mean, so to be fair, some of the stuff that they probably get back from the DFW gradings, I think sometimes people can't pay their grades, and what they do just to get their grade, their money back from the grading, they don't care what they sell it at. They just want their money back.
Liquidate it.
Yeah, basically. So I mean, that may have been the issue for that, or they just had sticky fingers, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. They had their cards for over a year, and people expected to have the money ready, and wild. But yeah, man, go ahead.
Like I said to you, I mean, prices have dropped. Meanwhile, they've been at PSA. You know, like some of the Charizards that people may have bought for like $400, $500 each, and they're only like maybe a PSA 5 or PSA 6. Then prices are around the same price that they bought it for or less. You know, like $400, $300 or something. So
yeah, it's pretty rough. A lot of people took some hits that purchased in the peak, that's for sure.
Yep.
Lots of people. But I definitely want to get into the metaverse stuff. And I'm very familiar with NFTs and crypto. I've exchanged and purchased with crypto. But the metaverse is, I don't even know if it's on a certain network. Like, is it just Ethereum? Is it just Solana? So if you could kind of just give like an overview of what that is and kind of what's going on there, I'm really curious.
I'm not a very technical person in crypto, before just to let everyone know. But basically, NFTs give a lot of utility, but at the moment, a lot of people are using them in a worse way than what they should. It's like people holding a Raz on Facebook, and then basically saying, "Oh no, wait, I'm taking them funds. You can, you know, I'm gone." That's essentially what it is, and they get left with like a "see you, mate." But what it brings down to is what it comes down to usually is the creator. If the creator has strong fundamentals within the project, then the project should go far. But if they know what they're doing and what they want to build and the sort of utilities that they want to bring for everyone, so that NFT is not just an NFT. That NFT does things, you know, and that's the way that NFTs should be. They shouldn't just be pictures. They should be able to do something, you know. It should be an access. It should be an access card to do something else with it. For example, do you know Ryan Rush?
Yeah, the collectibles.
Yep. So Collectibles has recently just signed up with TCG World, which is the metaverse that I basically brought them together to get that partnership, and then, you know, they've got it now. I think their starting price is like 0.08 ETH per one. And if you own one of them, you can go to Collecticon essentially for free. All of Collecticons throughout the whole year. And these sorts of things, you know, it brings benefits to having that picture, you know. It's no longer a picture, it's an access card to get to different places. There's so much more that I'm planning as well, because I'm making my own NFT collection, which is Crypto Key Collection. That's the name of it.
Okay.
I personally don't care too much for art. Obviously, I want to make it nice, but I don't care about art. I want the utility. I want all the holders to get their money back of what they've even paid for the NFT. You know, I want them to be rewarded for, you know, helping me out and saying thank you to them. But I'm trying to make something where it works for everyone and everyone makes money. I can't discuss some of the things that I'm trying to do, but it's massively to do with the metaverse, and I feel like the metaverse can bring people together a lot better. I was talking to Ryan the other day. Well, he was doing an AMA with the TCG world, and I asked him. He was basically talking about a virtual showcase. So you know on Facebook where you do Facebook listings, and then obviously no one comments on it, and then it gets dropped to the bottom of and no one ever sees it again. Whereas this, you can have an online store where your cards stay there forever until they've been bought. Could you imagine that, where people are virtually coming in, just having a wander at your store to see what's new for the day, and then, you know, going back out? I think that would be amazing. If you had a row of streets where you've got a load of collectors, and then everyone's set up like Comic-Con is, you know, you wouldn't even have to. I mean, it's a nice experience going somewhere in person, but you could also look at someone's card and say, this guy down there, he's selling it $20 cheaper. Can you do it $30 cheaper? And then the shop owners might talk to each other and be like, he's trying to do us. But I think it would be a lot more better, like virtually, for people to connect with each other. Like now, me and you have never really spoke to each other, right?
Yep.
Only through chatting. But when you're speaking more in person and through voice chat and something like that, it's a more personal experience that you're going to get for collectors. And when they know your personality and there's ways of, like, you know, getting a better deal with people.
Yeah.
People, you know, that are just going to pay and they're done with it. You know your customers. And I think this would be so good. But there's so many other things that I've personally got planned for the metaverse.
Okay.
Which would involve.
Go ahead.
So this would basically involve cutting off all the RAS groups and putting it into the metaverse. And then essentially, actually, I'm not going to spoil it because I don't want to divulge too far.
Yeah, don't do that.
I want to save it for announcements. But yeah.
No, that's awesome. So the metaverse, just so I'm understanding, do you need a virtual software? You need to, like, PlayStation Move, or like what is there a certain software you need to view this thing?
I'm pretty sure with the TCG world at the moment, I mean, it's not even, they've not started I mean, they're building the game, but they're not an open world yet. You know, you can't go in and log in. So I'm pretty sure you can go on your browser and go on there, but if you want the full experience, as everyone does, you can they'll probably integrate the how do you say it? Octopus?
Oculus,
yeah, that thing, yeah. But yeah, there's quite a lot that eventually it will become, everyone's going to be wearing them, and then they'll talk to each other. I think I can't wait, man. I honestly can't wait. And they should be finished, I think, in around 7 months or something. Might even be less than that.
TCG World?
Yeah, 7 or 8 months, I reckon, that they'll probably be finished. But even if they're not, they're still building on everything, and they're doing really, really well for what they've done at the moment. Yeah.
And I know there's retailers that are getting in on this. Basically, there's a book that turned into a movie called Ready Player One. This is how I'm envisioning it. You ever see that movie?
Yeah. So that's what I think. That's what they're trying to make it as. Yeah.
Yep. So everyone could put on this headset. You're in this virtual world. You could go to TCG Card World. You can go to the Green Shiz Collectibles. You can go to Allen's house and have a beer. That's
See,
pretty
this
interesting.
is the one of the things that I find weird is people having beers or smoking or that sort of stuff in the metaverse. I just find it weird, you know. Yeah, it's just kind of strange because it's just like, you know, it's everyone acting in a sort of way. I mean, I'm not really that sort of person to do that. So I'd rather just talk to people and just that's just like extra, you know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to it that people will eventually understand. I mean, I only understand part of how powerful it is, but I do believe there's a lot behind it that will bring people closer to each other because they can move from one place to another super quick. Whereas if you were to get in your car and do something, you know, you've got more of a customer service experience as well for all the sort of things that will be in the metaverse. And there'll be multiple different sorts of metaverses that come in, and they'll all have their different like traits. You know, the reason to go to their metaverses. Like for example, TCG World is trading card game. Like what we want to try and do is get basically all the gamers in here,
have their shop.
Yeah, and basically bring everyone in, you know, and have a good time. I think, yeah, it'll be good.
Every weekend could be a convention.
But this is the thing, like live auctions and stuff like that. It's basically mimicking real life events.
Yeah.
You know, if there's an auction that I can't come to because I'm from the UK, you know, it's annoying, isn't it? But with the metaverse, anyone can join in. If they say that international shipping is allowed or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But what we're going to try and do with that, with the metaverse, I'm one of the people that I'm trying to bring people in for middlemaning. As I've said to you, I'd like you to help for the middlemaning as well, if you can.
Yep.
Try and get trusted people basically within the community to divulge, and you know they'll earn out of it. They'll earn 2.5. They'll earn 2.5% per transaction of whatever they're, you know, crossing over towards other people. And then if it's a super expensive item, we will get someone literally to fly out, you know, to give it to the person. So there's a lot that's going on, you know.
Yeah. So NFTs are tied primarily to the Ethereum. I know Solana's dabbling now because it's cheaper gas.
So there's Solana, there's Binance, there's ETH, there's Matic, which is Polygon. I think there's Avalanche and maybe XRP as well. There's everything he's getting into NFTs because I think that they know that it's like I said to you, it's an access key where it can basically merge companies together to make something special happen, you know. And it's essentially giving people, which these days is massive with hype, is exclusivity. Everyone loves exclusivity, you know, and they can even do things to stop, you know, bots and stuff like that, where they only give it to verified people, and it only works on that certain account.
Yeah.
Where you can say you can't. This is basically a non-transferable NFT. You know, there's literally so much, dude, where you can give someone an NFT and say only these people. Oh, 1 second. only these people are allowed in the area, you know?
Yeah.
1 second, my screen's lagging out a little bit. Right, there you go. I'm back.
Sweet.
But yeah,
wow. So real quick, is the metaverse tied to a certain cryptocurrency, or is it fluid? Or do you
okay,
not know?
so with the TCG World one, I think they're trying to mainly do Binance coin because it's built on Binance, but also I think it's Ethereum based. They're cross chain. The TCG World is cross chain, but they have TCG coins, which their ticker is TCG2. So if you want to buy some coins, it's TCG2 to basically, you know, to buy anything within the metaverse. I think that's the main one that they're going to use.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're trying to get into everything, I think, at the moment, and try and become the first cross-chain metaverse platform. And the good thing about what they're doing is they're not doing any of this hype stuff, you know, where they're spamming advertisements everywhere. They're actually doing everything organically. So they're not, you know, paying massive YouTubers for loads of money. Yeah, they're doing everything organically by word of mouth, which I think is amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely growing, and having like their page already 50,000 ish people, I think, in that Facebook group. Definitely
I remember when that was around 3,000 people.
same. I remember when it started. Yeah, when they were first kicking it off, and yeah, crazy. It's come a long way.
But yeah, as I was saying, with like the NFTs and stuff like that, they recently released a project which is called TCG Dragon Cave Club, and they literally gave them out to anyone that was holding a plot of land within their metaverse, right? And you could get up to 5 each. And now they're worth around 0.19 ETH each, which is around $500.
Yeah,
they got them for free. They only had to pay gas fee, which gas fee is around like $50 each.
yeah.
And they're holding up so well. So that means that, you know, people want to stay. You know, they're not there for the money to flip it. They know about the future. They know that's what's going to happen and how powerful it is. And yeah, it's gonna. They're saying that there's going to be a lot of utilities, which I think there will be. You know, battling each other and stuff like that. Maybe evolving the dragons. They've already spoke about the dragons having eggs and stuff, but whether there will be actual, you know, real utilities, we'll have to wait and see. But
Yeah.
I think because it's the main people that have built them, you know, they're going to have something good with them. There's no way that they can rug that, you know. Like there's a lot of NFT projects these days where people literally rug them, and that's why I got so annoyed, because I've probably put around 4 Ethereum into projects so far, and I'm probably at like maybe 2 to 2.5 ETH, just because people are not giving what they promised, you know.
Yeah, it's like Kickstarters.
Yeah, they start it, they take the money, and they basically run. There was a recent thing that I just literally read, which was do you know Lana Rhodes?
Yeah, it's my girlfriend.
She created a NFT project called something Shiz, and she made 1.5 million in sales, and then she said she was getting bullied, so she completely stopped the project. So she made 1.5 million and then said, I'm not doing this anymore. Whereas, you know, it's a complete scam. Like, people are
There's
essentially
got to be
paying
some penalty for that. It's crazy.
exactly, and this is the thing these days. Like, there's no accountability for people to basically say, you know, you can't do that. But for me, the reason that I'm doing this is because I want people to make money. As much as I want to make money as well, which is natural for everyone, I want everyone else to be succeeding in life as well. So this is why I'm making the project. 50% of the mints will go towards buying. So let me explain what a mint is first. So a mint is essentially a buy-in price to buy the NFT. So let's say I sell it for 0.2 ETH, which is the mint price. 0.1 of that will go back into the project to be buying holy grails collectibles. So I basically want to get, you know, like you've got up there, a Super Mario 3, maybe if there's like an 8.5 or something for whatever price it is, maybe $1 million. I want to try and get the world's biggest NFT the world's biggest fungible collection, tangible collection with NFT, powered by NFTs.
Yeah, so the people who are holding the NFTs own part of the collection?
Yes, basically, yeah. So what I essentially want to do is eventually, maybe 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, because people can sell their NFTs at any point, right? So whatever the price is, that they can sell it at. So if it goes to 0.1 ETH, they can sell it at that if they really want to get out. But the people that are eventually holding down the line and keeping their NFT will basically make the money, you know. But yeah, I plan to maybe have them for 5 years or whatever the holders or the community wants it to be held for, and then we'll have votes on what to maybe buy next for the collection. We'll also have giveaways, for example, a booster box. I want to try and get big creators joined into this where people can get their cards opened on live stream, you know, just to bring awareness to the NFT project and have a little bit of fun. But there's so many things that I want to do, dude. And if it does sell out, well, then there'll be so much that I can do. There's loads of different allocations that I've done, which is like maybe 15% on promoting. I think it was either 20% or 25% to the team. That would involve me hiring a few different people on different sides of things. Then there would also be, if people ever sold, there's royalty funds, which would go back to the holders and maybe buying the floor and stuff like that to making other people's stuff more valuable. There's so many things I want to do, man. I've literally got the website. We're creating it at the moment, but there's still a lot of things to do. I think promoting it is generally the biggest thing to do. But because I've got the communities that I've got, I mean, I think it's gonna be hard to get people in regardless, because my one is basically like a $500 buy-in, and not many people are going to be able to do that. But you know, it's a long-term thing for everyone, and there's a lot that I'm trying to do.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's entrepreneurship at its finest. There's a company or a website called Rally. There's a few other ones, but you familiar with Rally?
I know that there's one called Collectible. I've never heard of.
I'm not familiar with that. Is it basically where there's a group of people that buy in? So they have one of these collectibles they set the value at 60,000 and then 30 people buy into it. Yeah. So it's the NFT project seems like a really cool digital version of the tying crypto, which is pretty genius.
See the thing with them sorts of websites is that's all you get out of that project. You may be getting, your money's worth in that, but I'm sure that there's a few hidden fees that they have in there for, withdrawing your funds early or something like that.
They make money,
But with everything that I want to do, everything will be up front, and I will say what I'm going to do. I don't like it when, people do stuff behind the scenes and then other people get screwed. I'm not that sort of person. I want everyone to make money, and that's essentially how it's always been for collecting for me, and buying, and throughout the whole communities. I like people to make money, keep their collection, and just keep the game thriving.
Definitely. You're probably one of the most trustworthy people in the game I know that I trust, because I used you as a middleman for one of my big sales. So much appreciate your help there.
That's all right.
Yeah. Crazy, man. I don't know what to think about metaverse. Is the Facebook I call it, because that's what it was originally. They called themselves Meta now. Is that obviously related to metaverse? I don't even know.
Yeah. So they're essentially trying to take over. I'm not sure if this video is going to time out, but
it should.
They're essentially going to trying to take over, become like number one metaverse, because they want to get the revenue before everyone else, and it's a business move what he's done, and also to direct the data breaches that he did. So he's trying to basically do that as a business move to make more money. That's essentially what he's trying to do. I mean, it's smart because it's the future, but
is it require a bunch of servers? I would assume Facebook is like well equipped above a lot of people to host one of the biggest metaverses.
This is what I looked at, I think, the other day. I'm not sure whether it was 96 billion or it was 96 million a month that he would be paying people. But if he had, because he said that he was hiring 50,000 people in Europe, and I checked out, like the minimum wage around here, or around £10 or £13. I can't remember how much I put it at, like per hour, but I think I put it at like minimum wage, which is around £8 or £9, and then I times that by 40 hours a week. Then times that by how many, like the 50,000 people. I think it worked out to be around 96 million or 113 million per month that people would be getting paid. I think it was around something like that.
Wow.
It might have been a lot more. Let me quickly work it out. I think it was 50,000 people times by, let's say their wage is £10 each. £10 times that by so they do 160 hours, so that's 80 million essentially. 80 million for 160 hours a week, a month, and that's a lot of money to invest, and that, like I say, this is just minimum wage. Like, that's £10 an hour. That's nothing, dude. Because there are
wages.
There's some people that get paid, 40,000, 50,000 for doing stuff in the metaverse, and some people get paid even more. So I probably would imagine he's spending at least 100 to 120 million a month at full capacity once he gets everyone. Which, that's a lot of money to be spending to not thinking that you're getting profit. He's obviously doing it for a reason, where he knows that there's a future. you've got to think with a business like anyone, you've got to think for the future and what's going to happen next. If you're not thinking into the future, like there's a project that Nike actually teamed up with the NFTs, and you know they're part of someone else now, so they're getting into NFTs. There's Pepsi that are into NFTs. They're slowly trying to, you know, they're starting to learn the trend.
Yep.
If you're not on the trend, then you know you're off the rails. You're at home. You're gone. You know, there's nothing. You need to be at the railway station before it takes off, and if not, you'll be left in the dust. You know.
That's for sure. Yeah, I think Mark Zuckerberg wants Jeff Bezos to buy his real estate on in his metaverse.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, I forgot what was his name.
Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff
Yeah,
Bezos?
That's it. Mark Zuckerberg. He wants to be the person that's driving the train.
Yep.
That's what he wants to be. He wants to be the controller.
He's a smart dude. That's why he's where he's at. So surrounded by some smart people.
Yeah.
So it'll be the next few years is going to be extremely interesting. Just Pokemon, NFT, metaverse, the trading card world, digital aspect will be pretty sick. That'll be really interesting.
This is the thing, and why I was thinking about crypto and everything like that, with the NFTs and stuff like that. And this is why I wanted to create this project. While the prices are low at the moment, with, you know, Pokemon cards. I mean, some of the cards are actually still doing records, like the Pikachu the other day. It done I think it was 900,000.
900,000 US, yeah.
That's insane for a PSA 7, dude. A PSA 7. That means that the 9 is probably around 1.8 million, maybe 2 million.
Hasn't confirmed been paid for, but that'll come out soon. Yeah.
But there's been, this is the thing though, there's been so many recently like world record sales, and I think there was recently that the Gyarados and the Magic Carp that come out. Well, I can't, you know, the Japanese ones, that the Snap one. I think the Snap ones.
Promo Magic Carp.
The ones that have never been seen before, and then they just randomly appear. You know, like, oh man.
Yep, 100. I was hoping the Trophy Pikachu or the Illustrator would have hit over 1 million. It would have made a lot of news headlines.
Yeah,
with the 7
figures. I mean, it still should realistically make some, but I think the attention has turned away from collecting and Pokemon and everything now. I think it's morely into the war. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think anyone's getting away from that at the moment. You know. I think that's.
Yeah, honestly,
I think that's where all the attention's been put.
Yep. Yeah, I know our president over here just did a speech a few hours ago on it. I haven't really had a chance to watch it, but it's gonna get pretty shiesty here pretty quick. I don't know. Hope you guys stay safe over there because you're much closer to the action, I'd say. But.
And we're a small island as well.
Yeah. Did you know the U.S. is closer to Russia than where you are?
Is it? Oh yeah, because Russia's massive, isn't it?
Alaska, they're like 80 kilometers from each other.
Yeah.
But it's like the middle of the woods for Russia. But yeah, it's it'll be an adventure. But man, it's really good having you on, man.
I think there's a lot of stuff coming towards crypto soon, like the way that adoption's going to happen. I'm not sure if you've been looking at crypto, but check into the XRP lawsuit. There is so much happening, like corruption with your government as well, like the SEC. so bad, and they're getting caught out left and right.
Yeah, it's I feel like there's going to be a tax hammer, some kind of government control is going to hit crypto. It's gonna. Right now, everything's treated as property, and people don't have to claim it on their taxes, so the government's not really getting a check. So they're going to have to impose something, I'm sure.
I mean, I think there was supposed to be a meeting like very, very soon, but because the wars now turned everyone's head, I think they've probably put it off a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's funny that, isn't it? You know, Ukraine and Russia, they approved, they legalized Bitcoin just before this war, 1 week before. How weird is that? Within like 3 or 4 days of each other.
Yeah, I guess Russia knew the sanctions were coming. Wow.
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Dodgy. It's dodgy, man. It's dodgy.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, definitely stay safe out there. That's crazy times we're living in. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything. The only thing that I can do is probably continue playing video games on my computer, to be honest. That's just not go outside at all, you know.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's the dream right there.
But yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome. What game you playing? Are you gonna be playing with the new PC?
Oh, dude. Probably Lost Ark, which is like the new everyone loves at the moment. I'll probably play some League of Legends. I haven't played that in such a long time, man. That's about it. Maybe Call of Duty, maybe. But there's not really much that I really do, to be honest. Once I jump on a game, I usually stick to it. But maybe Monster Hunter as well. The good thing about it, the spec, I won't lag. Oh, dude, it's gonna be so good. I'm not gonna lag. I'm not gonna lag at all. Oh,
good frames, good ping.
Yeah, I get so stressed out when
start bouncing around.
Yeah, like even now, like you just moving, like you're blurry, like going left to right. Yeah. I hate it, man. I hate it. But yeah, I think I might start shifting some more cards soon.
Oh yeah. So what is your primarily sales network? Facebook or Instagram?
I think when I can't be bothered to take timestamps, it's Instagram. And also when I want to take a kind of good picture, I'll do it on Instagram. But when I want to, you know, usually I try and do big posts on Facebook, but I've realized they don't get that much attention. I think the small when you do like maybe 3 cards at once, people see them a little like a lot more.
Yeah, there's an art to it.
Yeah, because you've got to type something controversial on your post as well, and then people will start typing. I've noticed that. I've noticed that as well.
Yep.
Like people will start commenting, and another person will comment, and then another person will say, "Nice card." Then another person, it will just, you know, steamroll. You'll get higher up in the rankings.
Those are always like what if I post a YouTube video in the group, it's always the controversial videos that do well because people get all pissed at me and they're like, why would you send your cards to SGC? Are you selling SGC? Or I'm like, yeah, sure. Calm down.
Yeah.
It just spirals out of control.
I think I'm going to be selling these maybe next.
Yeah, zoom them. There you go. Okay, Masaki's nice.
Masaki 9 set. Yeah. It's either that or I just sell the Gengar and I'm a Star alone. But because I've got 2 of them.
Yeah. So are you a PSA or Beckett guy? Because I know you got a bunch of both. If you had a preference.
It's so recently BGS has been screwing me in the ass. They've been giving me like 8.5s when they should be like at least a 9 minimum. So I'm kind of stressed out with them. But the funny thing is, some of the stuff that shouldn't be getting 8s is getting 8s. Like I had a I think I had it. Wait, where is it? I've got some Venusaurs that are 8.5s, and I thought these would get maybe, you know, like a 7.5 or an 8. They got 8.5s. Do you know what it is? It's no rarity Venusaurs, dude.
Oh yeah.
And they're like super hard to come across in that sort of grade. But I don't know, man. I don't know, because I'm kind of annoyed with PSA at the moment for giving me like random 5s and 6s at stuff. And it annoys me. Like I look at it and I think, where is the damage? You know, like
Never
then I look at
battle.
I look it over and I think, oh, that is actually quite a lot of damage. What was I thinking? But at that time, most of the stuff that I've actually spent was like, you know, when the pricing was like $13 a piece. Yeah. So like, I'll be like, okay, go. You know, like I wouldn't really care too much. Like I've got a if you can see that, it's a PSA 3. And like the card is literally spotless, but when you look at the back, there's a massive bend and there's loads of issues. So I must have just not seen that or even looked properly. And I was just thought, this is the thing. I was buying so many collections from Japan, from Yahoo Auctions. There's so much value out there, man. That's how I bought all these. You know, the no rarities that I've got.
Yeah.
And I didn't say this on the video for a reason. I bought the no rarities for $200 to $500 each, and now their minimum a PSA 1 is around $1,000.
Yep.
That's so crazy. Like, it's nuts, dude. It's nuts. There's literally so much that I want to. Oh. But at the moment, I'm literally towered full of cards. It actually stresses me out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you have the same sort of feeling with cards being everywhere.
Yeah, I got a stack I'm working through.
Yeah. But as in with me,
go ahead.
With me, I just literally leave them on my desk. I'll have a few places where I store them. Like I've got a massive box here.
Yeah. Yep. Weather, feather, fireproof.
Yeah. And I don't know why I bought it, to be honest. But this has probably got like 160 or 170 cards in it, where I'm just leaving for a rainy day, you know. And I'm thinking, are the cards just going to drop to zero value? you know, when you think like it's continuously dropping, it's not stopping. Why is it not stopping? Like,
yep.
Yeah.
You never know.
But that's there's so much that I've been wanting to get rid of recently, where I've got either doubles or I just need money, you know.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you have it when you see a card that's sold for like $800 on eBay or something, and then you can't even get 700 or 750 for it on Facebook.
Yeah, it's the audience you get on Facebook is so small compared to eBay. eBay just everybody in the world. It's crazy. Yeah.
See this is the thing. Usually when people are buying, like, because I do trio bundles, like PSA 6 Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise.
Yeah.
I sold most of them trios actually to European countries.
Yeah.
I sold them all abroad. I never really sold them in the UK. I mean, I got lucky once with a PSA 7 set, which was like £11,050 when they were selling at like £800 each, you know. I do it so people follow, and then they ask, can you do it cheaper? But I never usually, I never anymore. I never expect people to just buy a card straight away. People always barter these days. Like there's no, like, I'll buy that now, you know. And that's what I had yesterday, which I was so surprised with my no rarity. I'm not sure if you saw the post, but I had basically a trio PSA 4. Yeah, and that got sold within 10 minutes. So yeah.
Yeah, things are definitely a little less liquid. Obviously, like that type of stuff, if priced correctly, it seems to move pretty decently. Like first edition base, shadowless cards, it's moving pretty good. Even like I sell on eBay primarily now, and like my expedition reverses have been selling really good.
Do you sell on your international, like the global shipping program?
Yep. And a lot, probably 50% of my sales are international.
Yeah, I thought so, because I look at like USA sales in general. USA sales are always like a lot cheaper than UK. Like your listings are probably around 20% cheaper the most of the time, or maybe even even 30% cheaper sometimes. And I understand if someone would buy it like that, but
yeah,
it's nuts. Like I was trying to look for this card, like Blaine's Charizard 10, and in the UK, like the minimum price is around 750 quid, which is about $900. Then I looked in the US, and they're around 360 quid, which is about $700. And I thought,
cheap.
even if someone gets that imported, plus the import fees, it's still the same price, but they can obviously people go around it different ways,
Yeah.
And I just thought, like, what is the point? Like that's insane.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever bought and utilized PWCC?
Dude, PWCC, I've never touched them, but because obviously you was on the call with them the other week. I don't think I've seen that video yet, but I was originally gonna try and get a sponsorship with them, but then obviously for the worldwide page, but then they did some shady stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen any facts. In theory, they did. eBay shut them out. I wouldn't think they'd do it for nothing, but
exactly.
Nobody's shown me what they did.
But this is what I'm saying. I would do a partnership with them if that probably didn't happen. Because I don't want to get shunned on from the community. I have to essentially don't want to be promoting people that are doing wrong things. But then when we lost our heritage, heritage didn't want to like deal with us anymore. Then something got shined on them about the video games that you've got in the corner, the Super Mario and stuff like that, where they was inflating the prices and stuff,
Yeah.
Like, and what's it called? Wata was basically grading the CEO's cards of heritage and stuff.
Yeah, so, there's a lot of suspect stuff going on.
And now PSA with the booster packs and stuff like that, whether they can even authenticate them properly, like everything's just going down the hill.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty. Something's gonna stick. CGC's doing okay. They haven't broken many rules yet.
Well, I mean, at the start, I think I'm personally not big into CGC purely because they don't give out like 10s that easy. That makes sense. But like, if they did the same as Beckett's, I think I probably would grade with them. But because they do like a 9 point, I mean, a 9.5 is okay, but they had a black label sort of thing, like they have the gold one. Then if they had like a normal pristine sort of thing, then I probably would grade with them. If that was a little bit easier on grading.
Yeah.
But the way that they are, and also how the market is with CGC cards at the moment, I grade cards to buy and sell. I don't grade usually to keep, And if I want to get a card to keep, like the no rarities that I've got, I'll get a really good card and then grade it with maybe PSA or whatever I think will grade the highest, but I'll always have money in the back of my head of thinking what is the best situation to make the most money. Like, there's no way around it.
Yep, you gotta do what's best for you, and that's the name of the game. This is my side hustle essentially. I work full time, and I do the similar stuff. I buy usually to resell, but I do buy some Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I really liked growing up. So, yeah, it's a good time though.
That's what I used to do when I was working at Amazon, and I think I made like around 20 grand, and at that time 20 grand was a lot of money buying and selling stuff.
Yeah.
It might have been less than that, but I was saving up a lot of money, and because I wanted to go traveling, and I ended up going traveling. But right before I went traveling, just to flip, I bought a PSA 9 first edition Charizard, and I paid for it like £2,700, and I was going to think, it might be a scam. But it was not a scam. I got it like 2 days after, and then I tried flipping it for like £4,300. It didn't sell. Then I sold it on eBay for £4,300, and then because I just wanted a quick flip, some easy money. Back then, that was a lot of money to get as a flip.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think I sold it for like 4,300, but I had to pay like £600 in not taxes, in eBay fees. It screwed me over so much. And at that time I thought, why did I even sell this? Like, what was the point of me selling it? I mean, but at that time that was a lot of money for me to go traveling with, because I was traveling for a year. So I was thinking I'd rather have this money than not. So what the hell? But
yeah,
I've had some crazy submissions, man. I didn't even talk about. I didn't even talk about the phase bank thing, the phase bank thing either, which I did.
Can right now. I can.
Okay, so I was trying to sell. I'll start from the beginning. I found someone on Facebook that had loads of different sets, like first edition Gym, Jungle, Fossil, Rocket, Gym, Heroes, Neo, Genesis, Destiny, literally all of them, right? And not base set though. And basically I bought all of these at the time for about $200 each, right? And they were worth £200 each, which is around $250.
Yep.
And I was reselling them around £400 each. These were mint sets, and like, you don't find these sorts of things anywhere these days now. Yep. But basically I bought all of these, and there was like doubles of things and everything. Like the Gym Heroes, I think I bought like 4 sets off of him, because I did a massive deal with him. I think I paid him around £5,000, or no, it was about £7,000 total. It was 5,000 or 7,000. It's something like that. Anyway, he had first edition Shinings in there. I looked at them and I thought, these are crazy. Like, there is literally no damage. And I said I ended up getting like a first edition Destiny set off of him for a fact, I think like £900. And at that time, a first edition Shining Charizard was around, like, PSA 10 was probably around £1,400.
Yep.
Which, like, compared to these days, that's nothing. But but at that time I was like, damn, dude, like, this is a really good deal, but it's like kind of risky still. But I was thinking, I'll just sell the sets, I'll make my money back, and I'll just take the shines out and grade them. So what I did is I took all the shiners out, I graded them, and then meanwhile that I put the sets on Facebook, and I put them also on eBay, and then because I had like all the first edition sets listed, this was just before I was about to go traveling. FaZe Banks messaged me on eBay, and I didn't know it was him. It was just a random like sort of user, and he said, "Yo, dude, I'm in town for a few. I'm willing to buy all these off you." And then he was like, "Yeah, check out my Instagram. This is my Instagram." And then it said FaZe Banks, and I was like, "That surely can't be FaZe Banks, because FaZe Banks is like, you know, he's surely he'd have more feedback on Facebook, sorry, on eBay than this. Like, he only had like 20 feedback." And I was like, "What?" Like, surely he'd have bought more things, you know. Anyway,
thought you're gonna get robbed.
Yeah. So to make sure that I didn't get robbed, I basically contacted him on Instagram, and I said to him, "Can you ring me up? You know, I want to speak to you like over the phone." He said, "Sure, dude. Like, here's my number." And then he rang me. I started to speak to him. He's a really genuine guy, and I was just like, "How is this possible? I've literally just got FaZe Banks. He's got like over 4 million subs on, not subs. He's got like over like 4 million followers on Instagram and stuff. Like, he's one of the bigger people, you know. Like, he made FaZe Clan and stuff."
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, like, this can't be real. Like, is this really him? Like, am I going to get robbed when I like? Anyway, I phoned him up, and I basically said, "Look, I'm not going to come there unless I get at least like $1,000, just in case, like, worst case scenario, anything happens, because I'm very skeptical on how I do things, and I don't want to get robbed." And he said, "No, that's fine, bro. I understand. You sound like a trustworthy guy. Blah blah blah." He said, "Meet me in Mayor Park at X time." Anyway, I took my camera and everything with my friend because we went together. He's done a whole video of it. I've never touched it because I don't like the way I look in like videos, and it just is so cringe. But we made a whole video of going there, like a short little, you know, vlog sort of thing. And I've never touched it since, but it's always been there for me to like use at some point if I want to. But yeah, I ended up meeting him. He gave me that $1,000, like, you know, through friends and family. I was like, "Oh, damn, like, he's actually him," you know.
Yeah.
So I met him in person like the next day, because he said, "Oh, I'm coming to London at this time to do this." So I was like, "Okay." He took like 30 minutes to come down from his hotel room, but after the wait anyway, I think it was like 30 or 20 minutes. I'm an impatient person, but he's a really nice guy. He come down, we sat in the hotel lobby and start chatting about Pokemon, you know. I sold him a Masaki Gengar PSA 10 for £300.
Wow.
They're now around 10,000. Wait, I think it's like £8,000 now.
Yeah, I don't follow him that much, but that's higher, much higher.
Alakazam was the same price, around 300 quid, which sells now for around 4,500, £4,000 to £5,000, I reckon. And yeah, I sold him like all them sets together, and I've got a picture of us on Instagram holding the books that I gave him. But I did a really bad thing, really bad thing. I missed out a page of the binder because I was taking pictures for him. I've got a video on YouTube of all the cards that I gave him, because he wanted a massive overview of what I've got and like the condition, and I wanted to do everything properly because the amount that he was spending at that sort of time was a lot of money, you know. And I did like a video for him to show him basically all the conditions, to whether he was happy with them. And yeah, I missed the front page. I think I missed the front page of Neo Genesis out, which had the Lou gear, in it, for Alligator and all these sorts of stuff. Anyway, I got all them cards, and because he went back to America, and I was like, dude, like he rang me up and he was like, dude, like you're missing the front page. Do you know where it is? And I was like, oh shit, that's probably in like the folder at home. And by that time, like if I went to London and back there would be no time, to get back to him. Yeah. So I basically said, I'll email it to you, which I did. Not email, I'll mail it to you to America. I did that 3 times, and it got lost for 2 months. I think they must have just not accepted it at their place. Jesus. Then it come back to me. Then I sent it out again. Then it come back to me. Then I sent it out for the final time. It got lost for like 2 months. Then it come back, and I just said, that's the last time. Like, I can't just keep on doing this, Like, if you can't collect your packages or do whatever, I've sent it to the location you told me to. Yeah, but he didn't even reply to. I don't think he really replied to me because he's so rich that he can just not care about that, Like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't just like chalk it up the first time. It's good. I'll just get another one or something. But
no, well, I think he's
crazy.
He's one of them collectors that I think he's very deeply into Pokemon and just collecting. He's a very passionate person about it, I think. He's the same way with NFTs at the moment. He's like massively into the game. But yeah, he's a really good guy.
He's I'm a follower of his friend Mike Malak, who he's got a bunch of stuff going on. He's on the Impulsive podcast, podcast as well. But it's I know they're really close, Mike Malak and him. So it's interesting to see FaZe Banks also into Pokemon, which sounds like a while ago, a few years ago.
I think he's massively into it. The one thing that he was like asking me for is, dude, do you know where like a trainer B, the trainer B
trophy?
But no, the boxes. The trainer B.
Oh yeah.
Trainer A and B deck. He had the A one, and he was like, "Dude, I'm trying to find the B one." And at that time, it's like $3,000 for them. That's how much they roughly cost if you could find one. And I don't know the prices now, but I imagine there'd be a lot of money sealed. Let me see if I can. Trainer deck B. But these days, I reckon, like, you can't find them anywhere.
Yeah.
They're probably impossible to find. I can't find them.
I know PokeRev cracked one. He paid $8,000.
Yeah.
He did it like for a big subscriber thing, cracked it and graded the entire deck, got the 10 Blastoise, and that paid for it more so. But yeah, he did well with it. It's crazy.
Someone's trying to sell a PSA 8. TCA Gaming is trying to sell a PSA 8 Walter for £44, which would be about $50. Oh wow, there's a Squirtle Trainer Deck B for about $850. It's not too bad.
Yeah, they got the whole evolution line in there and a bunch of random cards like Pidgeys and.
But yeah, there's a Blastoise or a Machamp that you can get in there, isn't it?
Yeah, those are the 2 rares. Yep, from each deck.
So, yeah, madness. It's madness.
Hell yeah, man! But I'm gonna get going here. I gotta go see my family. But appreciate you hopping on. Nice to finally talk to you in person. been a pleasure for sure. Been a pleasure working with you in the groups. Thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah.
I love just seeing the different stuff. Like you see some random stuff coming there sometimes, and it's cool just to see it and help out the newbies, and it's fun.
I think the communities these days is a lot more toxic than what it used to be, because I think what's happened is when Logan Paul come into like the communities, all the toxic people where like they're flippers, but they're aggressive flippers.
Yeah.
They just want the amount of money and they're gone, you know.
Yep.
I think the communities have got a lot worse. Like,
yeah, I've always hated people with really mean emojis.
Yeah, mate.
All the laughing, like, it's cool sometimes to see how many laughing emojis I can get.
Yeah, oh mate, when people do laughing emojis, I've had it so many times where the guy's been like, "This guy's bullying me. He does it on every single post. Can you ban him?" And I'm like, it's not really like he's probably being a dick by doing that, but like,
yeah,
I can't ban him for laughing at you. Maybe if it was in real life and it was actual like laughing at him continuously for no reason, like then maybe. But
like
if you're posting, if you're posting ridiculous posts with cards that are worth like £100 and you're trying to sell them at like £500, then I'm gonna probably let that happen just so you learn that they're not that price. You know, like there's sometimes you got to let things happen to make people learn.
You got to learn.
Yeah.
So not always sun and roses, right?
No, never.
Oh, all right, Alan. I'm gonna let you go, man. You have a great evening. All right.
All right, you too, mate.
Hell yeah.
See you later.
Talk to you. Definitely.
Nice speaking to you.
Definitely. I'll talk to you soon if you get more stuff done for your website, because there's no website link yet or anything, right?
I mean, I've got a link, but I haven't. We're still like fixing it up, and I don't want people to see a half-done website. I'd rather do like a fully made website, and then people can see exactly what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sweet, man.
I don't want it half-assed, but yeah. I'll speak to you later anyway.
Definitely. Talk to you soon.
See you later, mate.
Have a good one.
See you later, mate.
Peace.